In this episode, producer MyDeadFriendz and I are going to take samples from vinyl, put those samples in our MPC Live, and make an entire song. Check it out. What's up? My name is Matthew. Welcome back to another episode of Matthew Creating Music. On this show, I like to go into making music in any way, shape, or form possible. And in this particular episode is a special episode because I do have a guest. The guest is MyDeadFriendz. And what we are going to do is we're doing a 2-sound challenge. And what is the 2-sound challenge? Well, basically the 2-sound challenge is I take 2 sounds, put them in the MPC Live, sequence them out, send that sequence over to MyDeadFriendz. He's going to take 2 sounds. He's going to take them from vinyl, and he's going to go ahead, add them to the sequence, send the sequence back over. And then we're going to do this 3 different times, and then make a couple sequences, and then turn those sequences into an entire song. Here we are, get another 2-sound challenge. Let's get into an empty project. I got my record on here already, so I want to go ahead and go into my sampler. I want to monitor it, and let's get this record turning right here. I'm going to go ahead and start this one out with the drum. I'm going to bring this. So you can hear we got a snare. That actually might be a good snare right there. So I want to zoom in on that. I'm going to put my 0 snap on. I want to make this a new sample. So what I want to do, process it. I'm going to extract this. I want to call this snare. So now we got a snare sample. Let's go ahead and pick out a kick sample. So I'm thinking this particular one right here. I want to zoom in on that start point. Right there, I want to make this a new sample. I'm going to name it a kick. All right, so we got a kick and we got a snare. So now we can assign this. I want to assign this snare to pad 2 on our program 1. And then I want to find that kick. I want to assign it to 1, do it. Okay, and then after I do that, I'm going to purge my sample. So I'm going to name this program, I want to name it drums. All right, so now we got a drum program. So what I want to do, go in here, I want to record a drum kit. Go 4 bars. All right, there we go. I want to send this over to MyDeadFriendz, see what he comes up with, and we'll move from there.
Yeah, what up? It's Didi, MyDeadFriendz. We're back again with Matthew Stratton to do another 2-sound sample challenge. Now, he already sent me his 2 sounds. He has a kick and a snare. He made a little beat. We're going to check it out. I'm going to get into some of these records, try to find something. We have no idea where we're going to take this, but let's get into some records, check something out, try to grab some horns maybe. I think I'm going to try to grab a percussion sound. So let's get over here, check some things out. Appreciate you, Matthew Stratton. Let's do this. Okay, so I found a couple samples that I liked. I got one from a Frank Sinatra record. This other one here came from Johnny Mathis. This one here we got from the Frank Sinatra. Nice horn sound we're going to add in. Cool. And we got this nice bass part we're going to throw in. Nice, grimy, gritty, crackly, dirty bass. Alright, let's export these out of here. Get them on a USB stick. Get them imported into the MPC Live. Let's work this beat. Let's get in it. Okay, yeah, so now we got that going. I'm going to get into this MPC a little bit, try to work this. I got a couple ideas for this bass. Let's check it out. All right, so now that I have the brass and my bass sampled back into the MPC Live, let's check things out. I had this bass part into here. I had to do a little kill EQ on it. It was sounding pretty grimy, so, you know what I mean? I cleaned it it up, but it definitely took a lot of space out of it. You know what I mean? It's set back, but it's dope. And then I got this brass part that I took from that Frank Sinatra record earlier. Took that brass part, I lowered it down. Excuse me. Took that brass part and lowered it down. And then with this bass part, what I did though, is I put it on 16 levels, gave it this little bass feel, right? The brass, I lowered that down with 16 levels as well. It sounds a little something like this. Chillin'. I'm gonna send this back over to Matthew Stratton, let him work on it, let him put his 2 sounds on it, he'll send it back to me, but for right now, let's send it back to you, Matthew Stratton. What you got, man?
I'm gonna add some kind of percussion to bring the drums together. I'm gonna use the same record, okay? And let's go ahead and get into this. So I'm gonna name this shaker, and then I'm going to go into edit. So right there's a shaker. Now I'm noticing something. There's a shaker here, and on one channel, it looks like the right channel, that's where the shaker is going to be. On the other channel, there's another percussion, like we got some kind of rototom or something. Sounds pretty good. So I want to process it. I want to discard everything. And then I'm going to convert this. So watch this. I'm going to convert this to mono. Right channel. Go ahead and do it. Find that sample. I do want to throw up the gain on this one. There's a shaker in there, but it's got some lower frequencies. So I'm going to go to menu, go to program, edit. So I'm going to use the filter on the shaker. Watch what happens if I change the cutoff right here. You can hear some of that lower sound in there, and then if I do this, you can only hear the shaker. 16 level velocity. Overdub, play start. So I found this little section right at the beginning there. There's like a note. And then I want to name this one like a lead. I want to make a lead out of this. Let's go into edit and then I want to assign this one. Let's do 812. So now I'm going to go to menu, program edit. Right there on 12, what I want to do is I'm actually going to put this on node on. Give it a little bit of shape there, you know, a little bit of a color. Let's hear what this sounds like. I do want to change the shaker though. So that's what I'm gonna go with. What I want to do is I'm gonna go ahead and send this back over to MyDeadFriendz, see what he comes up with, and then we'll go from there. I just want to take a moment to say thank you for making it this far in this video. And if you are finding value in this, if you could do me a solid, smash the like button. It really helps out the channel. And you know, I do appreciate you for doing that. So let's go ahead and get right back into the video here.
All right, so both of these samples I got from this Margie Anderson record right here. This first one sounds a little something like this. Some bongos. Yeah. And the second one you just heard. This is more horns. Alright, so now I'm going to put this into the MPC Live and see what we can do with it. Okay, now that I got the samples into the MPC Live, what I did for this brass hit is I add a little delay analog sync. I put it up the 8th time. Gives a little something like this. I actually chopped it up too just to make a one hit. That's what we got. Well, let's record it in. So now I'm going to move on to this other sample. We got those bongos. Let's see what we can do with those. All right, so for these bongos, what I did with the sample is I chopped it way down. I didn't leave that whole loop that I actually sampled into the MPC. I just took the one hit of the bongo, added a 16th delay on it instead of the 8th delay like we have on that brass hit. Sounds like that. Resonates out a little bit more. Let's record it in. Yeah. All right, so you just heard me record my 2 sounds for round number 2 of the 2 sound sample challenge with Matthew Stratton. Today what we did is we took from Margie Anderson. Bam. Both samples come from here. We got that brass hit. We got that bongo hit. You heard it sound a little something like that. We're going to pass this back to Matthew Stratton for round number 3. Let's go, man.
So what I'm going to do is go ahead and use the same record. I'm going to use the same one. All right, I want to use this. I'm going to go over here to menu real quick. Let's just edit it. Now, I really like the way that drum sounds, but I'm more thinking about this. Just to give it some more percussive elements. So I got that one. Now, before I put it into the beat, I'm going to go ahead and record the next sample. That's it. Now, I'm not going to need that whole sound, but I am going to go ahead and discard, and I do want to increase the gain on it. I'm just going to normalize it. And then what I could do is assign these. So I want to assign one of the sounds here, that percussion sound, on this one. And I know it's got reverb and stuff on it. I might even mess with the reverb and put more reverb on it. Nice and crackly. All right, and I want to put that other sound where I'm at. It's going to put the other sound like right here. Something like that. And I'm just filling the reverb on this particular sequence for some reason. Let's put a reverb on that. Something like that. Now I want to put this in here. And I'm going to put another reverb on here of sorts. Yes, let's do it. There we go. Round 3 is done. I'm going to send it back over to him, see what he does, and then we'll probably try to make an arrangement out of this, and we'll call it a song.
All right, we're back now for round number 3. He just sent me back what he did with the track. I'm going to dig into some more samples, check out some more records, see what I can come up with. Let's get into it. Okay, so you just heard me sample from them 2 records. This first piano one was from Shotgun. Let's check that out real quick. Okay, sounds cool. And the other one was those bongo hits that we got from Cha Cha Cha. They sound a little something like this. Oh, crazy. All right, let's sample them back into the MPC here. See if we can get something going with this beat. Let's go. And movie magic, poof. Sequence 2 added. Now with sequence 2, what I did is I changed up that drum pattern a little bit. Hope you don't mind. Did a little something like this. Alright, so let's add that piano in there and see if we like that. we just added that piano part. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna check out this bongo hit. So you see me add my 2 sounds for round number 3, the 2 sound sample challenge. And what I did is I took from the Shotgun record, you heard that piano sample. And from Cha Cha Cha, you heard those bongos. We sampled them in. And then what we did, since sequence 1 sounded a little crowded, we added a second sequence, changed the drums up a little bit. We added in that piano. We added in those bongos. Then we also changed the bass pattern up a little bit to blend it in with sequence 1. I'm going to send it back to you, Matthew Stratton. I appreciate you doing these sample challenges with me. Let's wrap this up. I'll send it back to you, man.
So MyDeadFriendz sent back his part to me. He added a sequence to it. And what I did is I kind of modified everything a little bit and added my own sequences. I EQ'd everything a bit and mixed it a little bit. And what I want to do is I'm going to send it back over to him, see what he thinks, and then we'll move from there.
Okay, so Matthew Stratton just sent me over his last part for this 2 sound sample challenge that we've been doing. And I'll tell you what, Mr. Stratton, you killed it with this one, man. What he did, he took that track and he definitely created it as his own thing, man. It has such a great feeling to it. It's a good experience. A couple minutes long, man. I'm sure he's about to run this track right now. I'm going to let it go. I feel like you did this song justice, man. I appreciate the time spent. I thank you for having me again, Mr. Stratton. My name's Aditi. This is MyDeadFriendz. This has been a 2 sound sample challenge with Matthew Stratton. I'll send it back to you, man. Let's run it.
Sounds like MyDeadFriendz is good with the song and where we took it. So I'm going to link MyDeadFriendz channel in the description. Remember, subscribe to his channel. And I do have an MPC course. So if you're interested in learning more about the MPC Live, I do offer a full course on the MPC Live, so I'll leave a link in the description to that course if you are interested in learning more about the MPC Live. Let's go ahead, get into this song, and I appreciate you for watching.